ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hital.
I'm Anuja, and today we're going to show you how to make Muli Parathas. Now, Muli is also known as Diakon and white radish, and I don't want to say it, but it's a little stinky vegetable, but it's very tasty. So get your nose clips ready and don't say we didn't warn you.
So here's what you'll need. White radish, also known as Muli or Diakon, peeled and grated, approximately 1.5 pounds. 5 sprigs of cilantro, finely chopped. Green chilies, finely chopped to taste. Salt to taste. Ajwain, also known as Carrom seeds, 1/4 teaspoon. 1.5 cups of chapati flour. Salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Oil, 1 tablespoon. Water, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons. A little extra flour for dusting. Oil for pan frying. So for this paratha, we're going to make a standard chapati dough first.
And we've put the 1.5 cups of atta in there. We're going to put the salt and the oil. And we're going to close it. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to pour the water in. Now this water has been heated up. We're going to put it in very slowly till the dough forms a nice ball.
So the dough has formed a nice ball. We can go ahead and take this out into just a plate and do the final kneading. Now if you want to do this by hand, that's perfectly okay too. Food processor is just a little easier.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take the couple of drops of oil, the leftover oil, just rub some on it so that it doesn't dry out. And then we're going to cover it and allow it to sit while we get the stuffing worked on. So for the Muli Parathas, we've covered it. Couldn't handle the... You actually like it, don't you?
It is strong. I like it, so you know, it's a personal preference. What we're trying to do is pull out all the water from this because it has a lot of water content, and by salting it first and letting it sit for about 5-10 minutes, all the water gets pulled out and then we can actually squeeze it out. So if you don't do this, it's very, very difficult to roll the paratha.
Also, we have salted it a little more than needed because when we squeeze out the water, a lot of salt will go away. So just keep that in mind, just a little extra. Otherwise, you can just always test it a little later and figure out if you need more.
Okay, so this is mixed well, and we're going to let it sit, and then we'll be back.
I'm going to cover it.
Okay, good idea.
It needs a cover.
It needs a cover. So it's been about 10 minutes, and we're ready to squeeze out all the water from a radish. Here we go again.
Oh, want it? Very tempted. So you're just going to take it and just squeeze the life out of it. And this time you really need to squeeze very hard. So we've squeezed all the water out, and we're going to put in the chopped cilantro, some green chilies to taste, and this is Ajwain or Carrom seeds, and it helps in digestion. So we just put a little bit, and it takes you a long way. So, and we'll mix it up, and we'll start on the rolling of the rotis now.
We have a tawa, or a skillet, going here on medium heat, and your skillet needs to be nice and hot before you put your first paratha on. So we already have it heating up, and then we're going to go ahead and roll them out now.
And the atta has actually been resting for about 15 minutes, and we've divided it up into 8 balls, and we've already separated it, and we've done the same thing for the Muli as well. That way, you know, there's no leftovers and everybody gets a little stuffing, equal amount. So here's the dough, and we're going to start rolling this.
Now when you dip it in the dry flour, it really helps it to move without sticking to the surface of your rolling.
The key to making Muli Parathas is that you have to squeeze out all the water before you put it in here. So either you can, get the feel of it, and sometimes there's a gap between the time you squeezed it and you've actually start making this. So if there has been a gap, then just go ahead and just give it another final squeeze. Otherwise the paratha is going to be breaking, and it's not going to do good. It's not going to stay good. See, even though you've just done it, there's still water coming out. So we just give it another squeeze and put it in here.
And if you need to, we realize that all the salt goes out too when you do this. So if you need to, you can sprinkle it lightly right before closing it up with a little bit of salt, and that'll be fine too.
We're going to dust it again in the atta, and we're going to roll it. Dust off all the excess atta, and we're going to put it on the hot grill. Make sure it's very nice and hot. And meanwhile, we'll start on the next one.
And once the paratha starts getting a few bubbles, we can go ahead and flip it to the next side and let it cook for another 30 seconds. Now we can drizzle some oil and lightly coat the top. And flip. Now you can press gently and make sure the bottom side cooks evenly. And then again, we're going to coat the top of this side also with a little bit of oil. Flip and press again.
Muli Parathas are such a Punjabi delight. Really. In the state of Punjab in India, they're very famous. And usually they're served with raita, just as raita or with just a blob of butter. Yummy.
The best way. And that's it. This is done. Of course, these are best enjoyed, nice and hot, so definitely not one to make ahead of time and then enjoy later. So.
And we're going to go ahead and put it in an insulated box and ready to serve.
So enjoy your Muli Parathas and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.